Hi, I'm Brandon. I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark Christmas movies. And this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody.
We're having fun already, aren't we?
We had a plan going into this season, and it was like, we're just going to do it in the order in which it comes out. And we have thrown that plan out the window immediately.
Three, right?
Yes.
Because no one's tuning in on a Tuesday hoping for Guiding Emily or what's this one called? My Christmas Guide.
Because all Christmas guide dog movies are the same, according to Brand. It's good to know.
Oh, come on.
I will say this. I never in my life have had to avoid spoilers on a Hallmark Christmas movie before, but on Sunday when we're getting emails, Instagram messages, Twitter tags about what we're going to say about the new Tyler Hines joint, I mean, we had to jump up and get to it, Brand. Couldn't wait any longer.
I do want to quickly give a shout out to someone who has been commenting on our stuff on Instagram. What is this guy's name?
Dude, shout him out, please.
Yeah. All right,
He's awesome.
Let's get to it. Mark IV Clark.
Yes.
You're a monster. You're an absolute monster. I hope you're having a great day, buddy. And that's all that I have for Mark IV Clark.
Thank you.
Mark IV Clark.
Check on him later.
Yeah. He either got exactly what he wanted just now, or he doesn't. He's not listening at all.
He's not listening.
He's
just
not
listening at all.
Someone who has enough time on his hands to do what he does.
Big Ric Flair fan, though. So
good for him.
So to say, woo!
That's right. Right
Absolutely. Hey, let me ask you this one, guys. One, how was your weekend?
It was great.
Two, where are you at on a scale of 1 to it's Christmas? Like, are you starting to decorate at all? Are you starting to listen? Obviously, we're watching.
My weekend was great. I'm at a 6 from 1 to it's Christmas.
What does that mean for you?
It means that I'm willing to allow Christmas music.
Your 6 is I'm willing to allow it.
But I don't really have any decorations up, or I'm not doing anything Christmassy at my house just yet. But I don't have a choice but to be at a 6, Brand. It's freaking
tough.
winter wonderland in here. If you're watching philo.tv/DTH, philo.tvh is not a website.
Yet. TM.
So, yeah, if you look around here, and we're singing Christmas stuff
Having
already,
a great
so
time.
it is what it is.
We're having a great time.
Yeah.
Brian, where are you at?
I'm well, this weekend, my wife's birthday was this weekend, so we did a bunch of birthday stuff. Ethan, my son's birthday's today. Happy birthday,
happy
Ethan.
birthday,
Ethan.
Big E.
Big Tuesday episode drop. Happy birthday. I'm probably at like a 6, but my 6 is a little different. We're definitely into the Christmas music. I've already watched Christmas with the Cranks. I'm planning to make eggnog tonight from scratch, my first time.
This sounds like a 10 of 10.
So I'm.
What
I'm
is
in
it?
it.
Wait, but hold on.
You
From what I've heard, you have to get started on that eggnog in like July in order for it to really
That's
hit.
what I thought. And people have been telling me you don't have to do that.
You don't
can
have
do
to.
day of nog. You can do overnight nog.
I don't know.
Day of nog is just what Rocky does when he's training for a fight,
right.
right?
That's right. Yeah, just the yolk.
blender.
Yeah.
What is going into your homemade nog? I do think that this is very
the yolks,
helpful.
obviously. Heavy cream.
Heavy cream.
We're gonna throw in. I found a recipe that has you use whole clove. In the pot when you're warming it up, and then you run it through. You sift it, obviously. You run it through the strainer so the clove doesn't go in your final drink to make it real smooth. So a couple little things there. I don't know if it involves milk, some vanilla. I'm gonna give I'm trying 3 or 4 recipes, and I'm gonna
trying 3 or 4 nog recipes.
That's how you got to do it.
Is a 10 for you just like Ambien? I'm at a 6. Let me tell you about my eggnog recipe. I think
that's a pretty exciting level to be at.
How long does it take, though? Have you already drank?
No, this will be I guess you can just chill it and then drink it after like an hour or so.
So you're going to dive in tonight?
I'm going to try a sip tonight, and then tomorrow will be I'm not expecting anything tonight. Tomorrow is the real overnight it. I'm going to overnight.
He's going to overnight it.
And then the next morning,
throw in some like cinnamon and stuff?
nutmeg. I obviously have the hard nutmeg. I'm going to shave that.
You have the hard nutmeg.
Oh yeah. You got to do fresh nutmeg on top.
You have to.
You got to.
Or else it doesn't count.
Why? Yeah. What's the point?
Can I ask you this? I know that we got things to do, but
Sure.
Watching Christmas with the Cranks, listening to Christmas music, and making your own eggnog is a 6.
Yeah.
He hasn't decorated. You haven't decorated your house.
Haven't decorated. The tree's not out yet. That'll probably be this weekend. But it's 80 degrees.
It
is 80 degrees.
It's a little.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's uphill.
You should have done it last week.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm behind. Well, when it was freezing. So
I know last year you decorated the outside of your house over the course of the entire season. It was like, hey, I got some new lights.
I kept going.
You kept going. Yeah. What is your plan this year?
It was my first year in the house, so
I know.
I had no idea about how much I needed. So I feel like I have a good amount to get, about 90% there. I'll probably need another trip to the light store. To pick up a few more,
as you do. Christmas lights, glorious.
Yeah, the Christmas lights Emporium, right next to Noodle Emporium.
Yeah,
next door.
I'm pretty close. I think I'll probably need 1 or 2 trips, and then I'll have everything I need.
I love that for you.
So
you're gonna do it this weekend?
I'd like to. Yeah. That's
Has
my
the
plan.
Noodle Emporium moved away from just $5 gift cards? Or are they still just $5?
They do just $5. The
higher?
interesting thing though about this shopping plaza is that everything's an Emporium, which is. I don't actually know how that worked out, but I don't know if it was in their contract or. It's time for Never Been Chris. I'm at an 8, by the way.
Thank you. I was wondering.
No one asked.
ChristmasMorning.christmasmorningpodcast.com.
.gov.
Subscribe.
We're gonna say .gov. Is Christmas morning a .gov?
We're working.
Do tax free? Hey,
it's a write-off. Yeah, Christmas. If you really want Christmas spirit, come join me on Christmas Morning, the podcast where every day is Christmas.
Dude, Mark for Clark is a monster. Oh my gosh.
No, that's unfortunate.
I read the first one and just laughed at how stupid this guy is.
I was having a good time with Mark, and then it got out of hand quick. We have to block him. And
Mark for Clark is really coming after some folks.
He's a monster, yeah.
He's an absolute monster.
While you read through those comments, I'm going to talk about Never Been Chris.
Dear gosh.
It originally aired on November 4th, 2023, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off showing a bunch of pictures of 2 girls growing up together. We then see them as adults on the front pages of magazines.
Mark for Clark was at January 6th.
Crushing life. Okay. Naomi and Liz, they are BFFs. They're tech gurus, and they're trying their best to pitch investors on their new app, Best Pals. Best Pal.
Yeah. Nice.
Sorry, it's defined this as one singular pal. But it's not going great. There's no time to dwell on any investment rejection, though, because it's Christmas. They're off to spend Christmas with their moms, and they have very different relationship with their moms. Naomi is very close to her mom, maybe a little bit too close to her mom. Liz fights a little too much with her mom, so just very different relationships. They get home, and they immediately bump into the high school hunk, Chris Silver. My high school's Chris Silver, as I'm sure everybody.
I think we all thought that for sure.
Goes without saying.
They talk about hanging out, and they stumble over their words, and it's a big ha-ha. They say hi to their moms, and then they immediately go to a bar together. They bump into Chris again. Chris is like, hey, I'm with a bunch of high school friends. Red flag. Come hang out with us. They're like, what? Us? The techies? Apparently they weren't very cool in high school, so they're like, man, we get to sit at the cool table. This is so awesome. It goes well, and they get invited to a party the following night, and they're both so nervous. A high school party with 30-year-olds?
35-year-olds.
I'm so nervous. Liz and Chris hang out and talk about The Great Gatsby. Their chemistry is hot. They play Never Have I Ever, and someone says, never have I ever had a high school crush on Chris Silver. Naomi eats a cookie. Those are the rules of the game.
You were learning about Never Have I Ever.
I thought it was never. I thought you ate if you never have I evered.
If you say never have I ever, that means you are saying you've not, and so everyone that
I get it now. I get it now. Okay. I just think that the name's a little misleading.
Where did it lose you?
Because I shouldn't have to eat unless I never have I ever.
That's exactly what happened. No,
I'm saying is the game
says never have I ever. They don't eat.
The game should be guilty.
That should be the game. I have.
You say never have I ever, because I haven't. If you have, eat, and we call it I have. or guilty or something like that.
The game I have.
I'm just saying the rule is
You guys ready for another round of I have?
The title of this game threw me for a loop.
It sounds like
Again, I was too popular in high school. I didn't get to play these
You would
games.
be like, never have I ever read an entire synopsis without messing up.
Right. But I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that though, because I
We
have.
nailed it. Like we worked on it in show prep, man. That was
That's
perfect.
show prep at
If you're
its
watching
finest.
on Philo, we're crushing it right now.
So anyway, Naomi eats a cookie, so she has had a crush on her.
it's not I have.
It's
If you-
not.
if you-
She
oh,
has. So naturally, he follows up and is like, "Hey, I want to hang out with both of you guys again." Wink, wink. I don't know. I maybe added the wink, wink. I was still unsure though at this point. They end up getting together, just the three of them, decorating a gingerbread
Just
house.
The three of us. It's not weird at all. Just the three of us.
He ends up having very intimate conversations with
You and
each
you
of
and
them
I.
individually. Then they go ice skating together. Naomi isn't a good skater, so she sits this one out, kind of watches Chris and Liz skate together. Liz fantasizes about kissing Chris on the rink and then snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes
gravity.
This leads to her actually falling on the ice, hurting her ankle. She downplays any feelings that she has for Chris, and so Naomi's like, "Can I go skate with him?" So Chris then takes Naomi out on the skating rink. They talk about how Naomi had a crush on him, and when he catches her falling, literally, they end up kissing. Afterwards, Liz and Naomi are walking home, and Liz gives Naomi her blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you, your kids and generations. So Naomi and Chris go out on a date, drinking hot chocolate, talking about how he's vegan, except is he? Because Liz catches him eating fish, taking a little nibble at a Hanukkah party. What? Liz gets a call that an investor doesn't want to invest in Best Pal. They want to buy Best Pal. You'd think that would be great news. You'd think that would be, yes, we did it. But they're kind of like weird about it. Naomi and Chris go on another date. They talk about how he's like, hey, basically, I don't want this to end at all. And they talk about long distance. And then she's like, this seems hard, basically. And then like gets a call. She then walks out, catches him eating a bite of her fish when he thinks that she isn't watching. So clearly he has a problem. And, you know, maybe we'll find out what happens with that. The Best Pal app is causing quite the friction, which is ironic because they were best pals. And now they're fighting. They're arguing about each other. They're arguing about like what's going on. They're arguing about what to do with the company. And to make matters worse, Liz actually lied about getting into Stanford, which is why they ended up going to college together. And so then they say some very hurtful things. And as somebody who runs a company with somebody else, if these things were said,
That's right.
it would be really hurtful.
Yeah.
And it kind of hurt me. I felt
Have
like
I ever said those
no,
things?
but
Never have I ever
but I
hurt
felt
my friend's feelings.
but I felt it. It felt personal somehow, even though you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, you were all in your feels. I was right next to
Because
you.
I really love
I
you,
even
and I
touched
don't
your
want
arm
this.
a
I
few
don't want.
times just
I
to
don't.
make sure we
I
were
don't
good.
want this. I don't want our friendship to end. And you know, I never got accepted to any college.
That's true.
So
That is, yeah.
Brevard community represent.
community college.
I'm trying to help you over here. You're the one making fun of community college. You have
Anyway,
a semester of community college under your belt.
It shows.
two.
Excuse me, a
They
year.
show.
Thank you very much. One of the classes was speech.
I can't.
They gave you college credit for speech?
They gave me college
What?
credit for
What was the
speech.
other one?
I
I
actually
take it back.
aced it.
That community college was, that's not accredited. There's no way.
A math? Or?
I failed the math. English, I passed.
Oh, look at you go.
Thank you. Anywho, where was I? They're fighting. It's time for the jingle ball. You know, when you
This is a classic. We do it
go
every
back
year.
home for Christmas and you and your high school friends all throw a party in the high school gym. with decorations and suits and dresses the day before Christmas Eve. We've all been to those. Basically what happens is she and Naomi and Liz, they're finally making up. Everything's good. Chris and Naomi also make up and kiss freaking huge ones out of nowhere. I didn't see it coming. Who am I kidding? I saw it coming from a mile away, and I loved every single second of it. Do I agree with them getting together at the end? Doesn't matter. We got the kiss. Anywho, what am I trying to say? Liz and Naomi, they are good to go, and they are now popular in high school. And I got to be honest, I don't know what happens to Best Pal. And that, my friends, was Never Been Chris. This Chris. Unstoppable. You know how you go to high school parties. Let's take a quick break. We will come back and we will talk about this movie. We'll break it down here on Deck the Hallmark.
Come on, man. We worked on it. We're a little late. Eat a cookie.
It's in my feels.
Welcome back, everybody. We're having a swell time today. It's Tuesday. It's the first Hallmark movie of the week of 4, and we're doing them out of order because if we didn't, we wouldn't have never heard the end of it. Well, we would have once the episode came out, but we didn't want to wait. And so it's time to break this movie down. We're going to start with a hot take. We're going to share exactly how we felt about this movie. We're going to start with you, Brian. Brian, Never Been Chris. Did you not like this movie, or do you want to Christ it?
What the?
Like kiss it? Like, do you want to Christ it?
I
Kiss,
guess
because that's
like
the play. That's the play on the
kiss.
Do you
title.
want to Chris it?
Do
Is
you
that
want
what
to
you meant to
Christ
say?
it?
Chris, do you want to Chris it?
You want to Chris it? Yeah, I guess
Christ.
it makes more sense.
Does it?
You want to Chris it?
Has this movie been christened?
Chris. All right, we'll get back to that.
Doesn't count.
There was a lot that I liked about this movie. It had my attention all the way through, which is a big deal. Like, I didn't know where it was going. I kind of hoped it would end differently. It ended in a standard way that most of them kind of do. But also there was the friendship element with the business where you don't know where that, like you said, Brent, you don't really know where that landed. And so kind of leave you wondering about that. There was a lot, like I saw a lot of criticism for this one online, just like following the hashtag, like hashtag brand, Weatherman brand, hashtag Never Been Chris.
Hashtag Weatherman Brand's an important
Right.
follow.
Hashtag blessed.
You get it.
So and I just saw like a lot of like people just not super pumped. And I'm like, what's like, chill, baby, chill. What's the
baby,
big deal?
chill.
What is going on? Like it was a different type of movie. Like this is not a standard Christmas movie. Like it had to happen in Christmas time, I guess, because the Hanukkah and Christmas.
The only thing about this movie that's Christmas is everything on the screen.
What you're seeing on the screen.
Plot is
everything
not.
around
You're
it.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it could have happened anytime.
Yes.
Like any reason
That's
that they
right.
were home.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, it's sort of it's almost like Dan, stay with me. Different buckets.
Okay.
Different buckets of things. Like I
appreciate you doing this because I was going to say this movie's not very Christmassy, and I was expecting Brand to lose his mind, but I'm glad that you're with me here.
No, I'm with you.
They try to retcon it
Yes.
by putting a Christmas tree in every square inch of the frame.
Yeah.
But the film is not a Christmas
I
movie.
wouldn't say that. No, it's like a movie you can have that argument about. Like this could happen anytime.
Yes.
Like, for whatever reason, they're all back in town. So it's hard to look at it.
Kiss, Bang, Bang, as much of a Christmas movie as Never Been Chris.
Right. Same idea. So it makes it hard because qualitatively, like I really liked the story. I really liked the writing. I thought it was funny. I liked the friendship. I liked the mother-daughter dynamic. Like there's a lot that I really liked. Joa Bakken, like she is a pro. So
she's a pro.
She does a good job. Like I don't feel let down at all. I feel a little. The ending, like you'll get into it, like the end, whatever. They got to do that stuff, but I don't know. A good movie overall. That's kind of. But I'm so confused on where to put it in my ranking because Christmas wise, I'm like there are other movies that are more Christmas that I'm like yes, Christmas feels, but this is a good movie. I thought. Bram, what did you think?
I have tailored my social media algorithm to only feed me Orlando Magic content. And it's been great.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I wasn't aware that there was any pushback on this movie. And had I not heard while watching this, like, what's going on here? I thought that this movie was swell. I had a good time. I thought the friendships I love Sweet Friends. Did it make me like self-conscious about like, Dan running out on me? Yeah, sure it did. But
what in the world?
But I will say, I loved the banter. Tyler Hines has never looked better. Holy smokes. What a wardrobe. What a wardrobe. But yeah, I had a really good time watching this movie, and the kiss I'm still thinking about.
It sounds so terrible.
I know, and I'm not happy I said it.
Somebody
Somebody
get that clip.
After I said it.
If you're watching on file, it's even worse. But even just the audio, I think.
After I said it, I didn't like myself.
I wish we had a fire extinguisher to just hose them down with it.
I am like...
It was like your voice was wet.
Yeah. Oh no!
It's like moist, Steven.
I really, yes. Are there things about this movie that I would change if I had my way? Sure,
like
absolutely, there is. But overall, I had a swell time and would watch again. And I think it's currently like probably like number 2 on my list because I'm a sucker. Dan?
This movie, I knew something was up because we got tagged a whole bunch, and I still think it's trash. And I'll tell you why. Joie Botkin has written some of the better Hallmark movies that have ever been made. I think she's written 22 of these movies. So you can look through her filmography and find some really good ones and some ones you probably don't like. The banter between the two female leads is excellent. Their friendship is excellent. The complicated nature of women being friends together and wanting things together and wanting things apart, I thought they did a really good job of. As someone who hasn't experienced that personally, it felt as though it was lived in and it was well earned. For some reason, and maybe I'm just stupid or naive to think that Hallmark can change and move forward, I felt as though over halfway through the movie, okay, the Tyler Hines character in this movie, and Tyler's always welcome and he always has charisma, blah, 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 everything Brain said, wardrobe, you got it. His character in this movie was at times like weirdly creepy. At times it felt like he had nothing that was an identifier for his character. It was just like he was telling you things that you had heard in previous movies. Like, I was this, and then I tried to be this, and then I became this, and now I'm vegan, and I'm blah, blah, blah. And none of that was ever adding up to much. It was just like, what is this guy doing? Why does he keep telling you about how he wanted to be a Marine, and then he changed his mind, and he was a vegan, and then I taught, and then blah, blah, blah. And nobody cares. And then it was like, okay, we have the big city girl who's going back to the hometown. Her high school crush is there. Gosh, these two women are getting along even through a complicated relationship, and they go back and see this guy that they both have a crush on. What if both of them talk it out and realize maybe the dude you had a crush on in high school isn't nearly what your version of an adult fantasy looks like? It actually isn't the dude that you want to end up with. And you know what may be more important is your friendship or your career or whatever. And they were going to end up without him being there. And I got to be honest, I had some issues 50 minutes into this movie, but I love those two together. And I was like, if they pull this off, if they do this and leave Tyler Hines hanging without a girl at the end of this movie, it's one of the bigger swings I've ever seen taken on the network. But they didn't. Not only do they not do that, they inexplicably have him end up with Naomi. Liz, and I could have missed it, Liz never tells anyone she secretly has a crush on him. She never even brings it up to her best friend. There's just not a lot positive to say about a movie. What was that? What'd you say?
I said it makes 2 of us.
It makes 2 of us. That's right.
And then we got a spit take.
There's just not a lot positive to say about a movie that does all of the grunt work of putting their best and most popular lead in a movie like this, making him a complete nothing burger of a human being. And then instead of following through, they just do the pat ending that they do in every single one of their other movies that they've ever made. And so very frustrating, very angry, very disappointed. And did it have some funny moments? Yes. Does it have good banter, especially between the two leads, the two friends? Yes, but ultimately, bad movie. Bad movie. Sorry.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree, but I will say there is one thing that made this movie worth doing, and it's the thing I'm still thinking about.
And that's all you're going to say about that.
Let's go to one there. You just, Aaron Shea, thank you.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because
you did too much.
Again.
Holy smokes.
You said you weren't going to say anymore.
Are you kidding me right now? Honestly, guy could have been a serial killer. And at the end, I've been like, this makes sense. The kiss, this all makes sense to me. This all makes sense to me.
Good for you, buddy.
Sure. Have you killed a lot of people in really bad ways? Yeah. But if you can kiss like that.
Yeah. It's a good argument.
It's a good argument. It's the best argument.
Was debate class one of your community
Was
college
it speech
classes?
and debate together or just
speech and debate?
Yeah, there it
Yes,
is.
it was.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm really good at.
Can't believe you passed.
I passed with flying colors.
Wow.
Believe it or not, you weren't in my class, so I did great.
You did gooder.
There it is.
I did real gooder.
When it didn't count. You
when it didn't count.
You made it
when
count.
it didn't. Don't downplay the power
Of a community college
college speech and debate class.
You didn't even get a degree.
Didn't need one.
That credit
didn't need
count
one
for anything.
Didn't need one. I took that class and I said I know what I'm doing with the rest of my life.
Take on the world. Take on the world.
Let's do this. Let's do what?
Break?
No, it's time for all the feels.
Okay, we don't break it?
God, what in the world,
thought we
Brian?
broke.
You're pulling out a Lifetime Uncorked bit at the wrong time.
It's time for all the feels. It is.
It feels like the best time, actually. It feels right on brand.
I do feel like really quick that I do need to just say
Brandon
that
maybe needed a break.
I just need to say real quick. I do I love my wife so much, and I just feel like I need to say it. Like maybe she's listening to this and she's questioning things.
That's fair. Yeah.
I love her so much.
She's seen you on that motorcycle with him. She knows.
Yeah, she knows. She knows. It's time for all the feels where we talk about what gave us the feels in this movie. Brian.
Yeah, there was a song called, we're going to keep plowing through, called Christmas With You by Oliver Price. It was really great in this movie, so we should probably get that on a list if we have one going for great songs.
Yeah, let's add it to the great song list.
Okay, Lee.
We do
knows.
have it. Like
We do have a
Lee
playlist,
will add it to the list, I'm sure.
So this is a weird feels, but I felt, so Liz's mom was brutal for a lot of people, I feel like the way they felt they obviously had a very cold relationship.
Yeah.
But there was a scene when Liz's mom was making cookies and offered to chaperone the Jingle Ball, like trying to kind of like be part of whatever she's got going on. And in that moment, I felt like really bad for Liz's mom. Like and I started thinking.
I felt bad for Liz's mom this entire movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I think like when you're it sounded like Liz throughout her whole life, she never did anything. Like she didn't go to the dances. She didn't participate in any of the things that are going on. And so as a parent, like I think about my kids growing up, like, oh, I'm going to do this with them. They're going to experience that and all these things. And just thinking from Liz's mom's perspective, like if Liz is just saying no to everything and shutting herself away, her mom must have missed out on so many things with her daughter growing up and like all bonding experiences. And so not that she was right to exclude her from the Christmas card or like not involve her in anything. Like that's pretty wrong. But there's got to come a point where as a parent, you're just like sad about like not being involved. And so when she was baking the cookies and offered a chaperone, I was like, oh, like maybe her mom's like bummed out about all the stuff she didn't get to do with her daughter. And I felt bad, like, because most of the movie, I was like kind of annoyed with her mom. Like her mom's just being really cold. So that kind of gave me feels that whole like experience of really not doing a lot with your kid as they're growing up because they don't want to be involved in stuff. And so it's hard to find ways to do things with them. And so I think that they did a good job kind of communicating that unique situation. And just the dynamic of the friends being jealous of each other's situation. Like, I thought that was played really well and came across, like, that's a hard thing to communicate on screen in a short little flick. And I feel like that came across pretty well.
Almost never have I seen a skating rink in one of these movies and been like, where is it? Sign me up. I'm there. Because usually it just doesn't look good. And it's just, this was the most magical skating rink I've ever seen in my life. There was like somehow it looked like it was in outer space at one point. And it was just, I loved it. And I would like to go there. Two.
Producer Aaron pointed out maybe it's just because it was outdoors.
No, it wasn't outdoors.
I thought it was outdoors too.
Okay, I assumed that they had painted because it was like it looked like fake stars.
Maybe
so I
it was-
assumed that they had painted above,
Maybe it was because Tyler kissed 2 people at that skating rink.
Yeah,
It's true.
That might have something in.
2, I was introduced in this movie to a hot chocolate flight, and
We've actually done this bit before on the podcast. There was a hot chocolate flight. We had the feels about it. Yeah. But
now
it's
it's the
my
time.
feels too,
It's the
because
time.
sooner or later,
Here we are, it's
someone in
time.
Greenville is going to actually sell a hot chocolate flight. And we live in the perfect city. This is living. This is Greenville.
it's the best city.
Should we
that
sell a
Greenville.
hot
It's the
chocolate
best
flight?
city.
If you are out there and around the upstate area and you're listening right now and you know of a place where we can go get a hot chocolate flight, please let us know.
Please let us know.
Tag us, just spam
Tag
us
us.
until
Yeah.
we go and do a
Spam
vlog
us.
there.
Except for that guy.
Yeah.
From earlier.
Yeah,
Not him.
Well,
Not
he doesn't
him.
live.
No.
here.
He
He doesn't live anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not real. And the kiss. The kiss was good. It was a good kiss.
Hot chocolate flight. That's it. That's the feels. We did it.
It was a good. It was a good kiss. We'll take take a break. Take over.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, it is us, the Deck the Hallmark crew. We're talking about Never Been Christ, a Hallmark Christmas movie from 2023, the year of our Lord. And it is time for the Wait What. It is where we talk about what in this movie made us go, wait, what? I'll start with you, Brian.
Just a few. The big one for me was the founders. This kept happening. Like the founders are in a Series B round of funding, which is kind of far along for a business, and they're taking meetings in coffee shops with investment firms. Like at that point, a bank is leading your
That's right.
funding, and
Yes.
you are not involved. Like you're doing a road show at that point. Like you're going into big boardrooms. Like you're not meeting at coffee shops and getting no's. Like
We're not even to Series A.
Right. Yeah, pre.
funding
You're
here.
pre.
Yeah, we're
So it's-
pre-Series A here.
yeah. So that was just like, okay. I mean, I guess you got to move. You got to do the whole thing. And it was just a little thing about that. The ice rink that you mentioned, Brand. I don't think I've ever seen before. In the skating rink, there were people with sticks and pucks as well, just skating around, just
I'm sorry,
stick handling.
Ryan, what you're saying is very important, but Higbones in the chat says there's a store inside Macy's on 34th Street in New York. Second floor, chocolate moonshine, custom
my
hot chocolate
Lord.
flights. When we go up to
We
New
are
Jersey,
gonna be there.
Brand,
Yeah.
I just can't
We go
imagine.
up to New Jersey for not Christmas Con. Guys, we're not going to
We're not
Christmas
going to
Con this
Christmas
year. I guess
Con.
it's a good time to
We
announce
should have
that we're
said
not.
that. Can we go back to the wide shot, please?
We're not going to Christmas Con, and that's all we're going to say about that. But we are going to be up in that area at the same exact time. Don't ask.
yes.
Don't ask.
And we will be going to the Santa Summit. Santa Con.
Are we
Santa
doing
Con?
Santa Con? That's
course.
official?
Might as well. Santa Con and
Hot
this.
chocolate flights at Macy's.
Yes.
See you there.
Flights for bots. The flight.
I am not wearing a onesie. Santa costume, sure. Yes.
Why won't you wear a onesie? Give me one good reason why you won't wear a onesie.
When I go to the bathroom, I got to take the whole thing off.
All right, good reason.
Well,
But I think they come with a hole,
They come with the onesies
we
come
can
with a
make
hole
one. We can make
yeah.
on the front end
The
hole.
front is not like an ever-present hole. It's like
It's not an ever-present hole.
it's just like when you need it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a flap probably.
A flap
A
or a
hidden-
zipper.
a hidden hole.
Or something to
Yeah.
make it possible for
Yeah.
you to not take the whole thing.
Right.
I'm more interested now.
So we're halfway there, it
There's a
sounds
hole.
like.
Wow, what a
What a
hole.
hole.
Anything else, Brian?
I just interrupted you.
I
mid-sentence.
forgot we
Sorry.
were still doing this.
I'm
So I
sorry,
was
I'm
ready
sorry.
to. The only other, this is just the giantest one is just who is available except for creeps and losers for the
Oh my
Christmas
gosh.
Eve party in your hometown. Like that's just it's ridiculous. You don't want to hang out with those
If
people.
anything, I'd rather do less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's full of small talk. I friggin' hate small talk. That's what is happening in this movie is not accurate. It's you're talking to everybody. You're just like, so
Yeah,
what are
small
you?
This
talk.
whole
Yeah, yeah.
movie
What have
is
you been
a
doing?
ginormous wait what centered around the idea that this entire graduating class has been best friends for 15 years and they still hang out and have all of these Christmas traditions. Guys,
Yeah.
the people that you hang out with from high school, you choose to hang out with. Or as we were talking about, if you no longer live in your hometown, you come home, you maybe see them once for like a beer. These folks look like they've never met each other in their lives, and they're hanging out every night at the bar together. Yeah. It's creepy and unhealthy. Like that's the whole movie.
Anything else?
Nope.
One, the snow in this town is ridiculous. Even in front of the most Christmassy house I've ever seen, what they have done is they just took like very large things and just put like the snow felt over top of it. And it's just like, why? Even if it was real, what are those hills that are in front of this window of this house? I don't know. But almost every scene, I was just like, that the snow is it's a tough one. I think the first thing that should have been like, hey, maybe like he's not a vegan, is like, hey, do you want to go do hot chocolate flight and cheese board? I'll just watch.
Yeah.
No, probably maybe there's more to the story than he's initially saying. And again, like we know what Hanukkah is. Like, even though we don't celebrate it, we know what it is. Just like people that celebrate Hanukkah know what Christmas is. Like, we've lived a life. So to be at a Hanukkah party and be like, I know most of you don't know what this is, it's just like, yes, we do. And I can recite the prayer. That's how many times I've seen this now. So we do know what Hanukkah is, and happy Hanukkah. Dan?
The exact quote there was, this is a Hanukkah party she throws every year. And all of these people go every year. And her quote is, I know a lot of you don't know what Hanukkah is about. That's how she starts the sentence. I couldn't believe that happened at all. There are so many Christmas trees in this movie. At one point, we see Naomi's mom. There are 5 in a living area. One is in a walkway. Like, you cannot walk. It is just a point of egress.
Not accessible.
You can't walk through the area because the tree is blocking up the whole way. And then here's the crazy part is, I thought I was losing my mind toward the end of this movie because sometimes the trees aren't there. There's a scene where they're sitting on the couch and the kitchen is behind them and the trees are gone. They've moved them around. So at one point, I'm pretty sure the tree's near the oven. That's a fire hazard. So it's not just that there are dozens of trees in and around this house. It's that they're moving them every day.
Right.
I don't know what's going on there. Even you wouldn't put a tree in the middle of your hall.
Well,
you even said there were too many Christmas trees.
No. Here's what I will say.
It's complicated.
It is complicated because I've always had in my mind a square footage number that I'm like, I would never want a house bigger than this because at that point you have to clean it, and I already don't like cleaning my house and it's small. I threw that out. I want as big a house as I can have, like 2 months out of the year. Only for Christmas, so that I can put this many trees out there into the universe. Can I put this many trees into my current house? No, I could not, and that does hurt me just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all.
Great. Cool.
That's where I'm at.
Happy. Liz and Naomi each wear a matching ugly Christmas sweater together, and then they show up and do this bit where they don't want people to see it because they're now embarrassed. I just don't buy it. If you show up by yourself with an ugly Christmas sweater and everybody else is dressed normally, yes, I buy it. But if you two make the decision, we're going out in our ugly Christmas sweaters, you're grown women who have a ginormous startup tech company. You are more popular than anyone in that bar where they've been hanging out for the last 15 years, I guess. And you show up and all of a sudden together, you're like, no, we don't want anybody. The fact that you're wearing them together should that would be all of the. I mean, maybe I'm crazy.
Oh, it's big boss energy right there.
Yeah,
BBE.
big boss energy.
Yeah,
says the guy who doesn't want to wear a Santa onesie.
That's
once again.
If we all wear onesies
why.
with a hole in them,
with a
outfit,
hole, with a hole,
there's
you're
a
in.
hole.
What a hole!
What a hole. There's a dude at the party who's supposedly live for the party, and he says he cannot have a beer for 15 minutes because he's intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
That means his intermittent fasting starts late in the evening.
Yeah.
That means he doesn't eat all day so he can drink all night.
Yeah. Only
That's what that
explanation
means.
is he works at night. That's the only explanation.
I guess.
If he works
or
all
he
night.
really just can't give up the drinking in the evening.
The drinking and the fast food.
Yeah.
The fried food at the bar.
She has kept a Stanford...
Imagine doing that just so that you could have a beer at night.
Wow. He's
You
an
might be an alcoholic.
Yes. No, might be. Liz has kept a Stanford acceptance letter in pristine condition at the top of her box of things for literally, I guess, I don't know why, just to know that you have it. But that thing looks like it's not been bent, torn, anything in 15 years. It's quite impressive, in all honesty. And I do need to point out, amongst the many scenes in this movie that make me angry, them having not known each other. They've technically known each other for 20 years. Them going on 2 dates, and on the second date, having a legit conversation and subsequent fight about who would move to the other's town is one of the worst scenes in Hallmark movie history. No two people who literally have been on 2 dates would broach the subject, much less get in a fight about it. Like him being like, well, I mean, it'd make more sense for you to move back home. Like, are you crazy? Like, she started this company, bro, and you've been on 2 dates, and I couldn't believe that conversation led to a disagreement that was resolved. If that had been the end of it, I'd been like, all right, Naomi gets it. He's crazy. She knows to stay in Palo Alto. Everybody wins. But then what turns out, now they're going to try to give it a go. Terrible. Real bad. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been. Maybe have it get some clarity to questions that we still have. Brian, what are you still wondering about, buddy?
Yeah, they kept posing the question of like, would you change the past? Would you do things differently? And I was thinking, would I do high school differently? And yeah, 100% I would. That was my big. I kept coming back to this the whole time. So
you would do high school.
I would do. I don't feel like I did high school well. I would do it differently. Would you? Do it differently?
I did high school
just right.
Great, yeah.
Okay, you? Did you do it? Anything differently? High school.
Would have loved to not have 2 leg injuries in high school.
Oh my gosh!
Again with
but would I do anything different? No. I like my life now a lot more than I did in high school. But I enjoyed high school. I just am fine. I'm good.
Sure.
Because it is what it is.
Let the past be the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't let go of some things, I guess.
What about you? What do you?
No, I would do. I feel like I didn't take advantage of everything that was there. What
do you mean?
Like I didn't do any clubs or sports or like I was in a band. I was busy with being a rock star. Obviously,
but did you like it? Did you like doing those things? You didn't like being in the band?
I love doing the band, but I feel like if I wish I ran track.
You wish you did more clubs?
Yeah, like any type of like audio visual type of, you know what I mean? Like stuff that was like where things that I would enjoy, I could kind of hone some talents, figure out what I was skilled at. I didn't do a lot of, maybe work in the newspaper. Like I didn't do any of that stuff.
He said.
Just get involved, I didn't do any of that. I just was like a hermit. I was like a mollusk, if you will. If we could reference.
This doesn't surprise me, bro.
Yeah.
We really got to get you out of your shell around here.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what we're here for.
Swim, swim, all about.
I said while watching this movie, wouldn't it be funny if Chris wasn't actually a teacher at the school? He's just like lying the whole time. And then it turns out he was lying about being a vegan. And now I can't stop wondering if he's just lying about everything.
Yeah.
He's not a teacher. He's not a vegan. He didn't actually serve in the military. None of it is real. And he's just a killer. And once again, doesn't matter to me. And I want to put it out there again. If you can kiss like that, you can kill whoever you want to. Dan?
Wow, that's
in the movie.
Take.
In the movie. Not in real life. Not in real life.
That goes to my point, which is they made him an amalgam of every dude that's still in a hometown from all of these movies. He's a teacher. He's a troop. He's
amalgam.
Amalgam.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Sort of.
Frankie.
Brevard Community College, ladies and gentlemen.
Where are you? Wait, no, that's
West
not the
Ramona
theme.
Spiders.
That's not the theme song.
Oh,
what's the theme song of Malcolm in the Middle?
You're not the boss of me
now. You're not the boss of me now.
You're not the boss of me now.
And you're not so big. Life is unfair.
My what the Hallmark is. Early on, you see the front of their app, the New Friend app, or some dating app, New Friend,
right?
And the picture might be Chris Russell. We didn't go back, but they showed it twice, and I was like, "Is that Chris Russell?
I don't know.
If so, be a fun little thing to do." I don't know. Maybe it's not, but that's mine.
We did, everybody. Congratulations. Now,
should have been some fighting.
Oh, was there? It should have been.
According to Brand, Tyler is killing folks in this movie.
Well, there was. Well,
we missed it.
My thing is there was definitely a verbal conflict. I did leave to go to the bathroom. I don't know. So let's kick it to our good friend Vic Webster, who's going to let us know about kind of what the fights were in this movie. Vic, take it away, buddy.
Fighting Chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. What's the fighting in the movie? Did someone get hurt? It's a fighting chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Vic Webster!
Man, I didn't think a movie could have less action.
A fighting chance with Vic Webster. Vic Webster!
I think he's starting to get a little grumpy about it.
He's just waiting it
It's
out.
really starting to wear him
He
down.
thought he'd get one, I think.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be good.
Tomorrow
will be better. Tomorrow will be better.
Santa Summit.
Santa
There's a lot
Summit
of Santas.
tomorrow.
It's going to be a fight
Yeah, it's
there.
gonna be a fun
brawl,
day. Can't wait.
probably?
Can't wait for that one. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas!
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.